pattern 4 client is a patient that, when they're walking or standing, after a prolonged period of time, can start developing leg signs and symptoms, and those symptoms can vary from pain to numbness to weakness. These people, when they sit down, generally helps to decrease this discomfort. For this patient, the biggest key is to improve their core control, their abdominal strengthening, which then assists to support their back in a better neutral position. The exercise for this patient in this position is a pelvic tilt. There's an anterior tilt and a posterior tilt. The anterior tilt forces their back into an arch position, which generally brings on their signs and symptoms. A posterior tilt opens up their back and generally assists in decreasing their signs and symptoms. So as you can see Dale here, as he rolls his pelvis, brings his belly button towards his nose, he's opening up his back, tightening up, better support. If he forces the arch in his back, there again, rolling his pelvis forward, increases the arch. This will increase his discomfort. These exercises need to be repeated 10 times, 3 sets, 2 to 3 times a day. And then try to incorporate this, especially in your standing and walking positioning. What also assists this is to also improve the flexibility in the back, which we use here is a double knee to chest. Again, to get to this position, the patient should bring one knee up, support it, bring the other knee up so it does not force the arch in the back. And from there, use the arms to increase the length of the back, stretch it out, which then develops better control. As this patient returns to neutral, one leg at a time again, so it does not force the arch in the back. Additional exercises to improve the core is the crunch position. With crunches, the goal is to bring the shoulders towards the thighs without lifting up the low to mid back. Basically lifting the head and shoulders off the ground. There's 2 or 3 different hand positions to assist this depending on what their control is. The first one, I'm going to actually put your hands on your thighs, slide your hands up to your knees. There's your crunch position. It's not a full sit-up, just isolating to abdominals. And then down. So it's just up, hold, 1 to 2 seconds, down, repeat 10 times, 3 sets, 2 to 3 times a day. The second progression to this is hands across the chest, same thing. Think about bringing the elbows towards the knees, brings it into the crunch position, but because the arms are up higher, there's a little bit more weight on the chest, which then forces the abdominals to work harder. The third position for this is hands behind, not the neck, but actually behind the very upper part of the spine. So a little bit further down. There we go. This way then they don't pull on their neck. And again, bringing their elbows up towards their thighs, hold 1, 2, and down. The last stretch that we're going to go over for this client is in a 4-point position again. So let's get you on your hands and knees. And the goal is to work within the control, but also to improve the flexion of the back versus the extension or the arch. So generally, if they force the arch down, that's going to irritate them. So what you want to do is you want to work within a neutral to up. And this is what we call the cat's stretch position. Neutral and up. Again, repeat 10 times, 3 sets, 2 to 3 times a day.